We're going to start in Baddha Konasana, which is lying down with the soles of the feet together and the knees hanging out to the sides. So if you have your block nearby and you feel like you need support under the head, go ahead and do that. Are your knees comfortable hanging out to the sides?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to be here for a few minutes. So if they get uncomfortable, you can just straighten the legs. But have the hands on the belly. And of course, we always start at the beginning with the breath. So just notice the breath right now. We're not going to do anything to try and change it. There's lots of fancy things that we can do in yoga. But if we don't start at the beginning with the breath and how we're breathing, we're really missing out. The breath is so important as far as how we feel physically and mentally. It should be the focus. So as the hands are on the belly, of course, on your next inhale, breathe into the belly, but also fill the lungs. And then exhale normally, feeling everything contract. And then inhale, feel the diaphragm pushing the chest and the pelvis tilts forward. And then exhale, everything kind of comes back together. Just notice that subtle movement, the tilt of the pelvis, the lungs lifting, and then everything coming back together on the exhale. So take another breath or two, paying attention to that movement. And now I want you to bring awareness to the pelvic area, the tailbone area, the pelvis, where we would talk about the root chakra. Whether you believe in the chakras or not, just kind of imagine that area as your foundation for your energy center up along the spine. We associate it with the color red. It's called the Muladhara chakra. And this is kind of how we just get grounded and rooted. So no matter what's going on, off the mat, if we can just connect and feel at home in this area of the body, we can have, just an unwavering effect of strength no matter what we're dealing with. We can feel grounded no matter what's happening around us. So bring your awareness there, pelvis. Feel the pelvis rooted into the mat. And at the same time, let the heart feel light. We're going to talk about, some grounding basically through this whole practice. It'll just be a nice grounding practice. We're going to bring our awareness to the foundation of our body, feet, legs. One more deep breath here. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to the legs and bring the knees back together. Grab your strap. We're gonna start with the legs. So left leg is gonna be straight. Place the strap around the ball of the right foot and then extend the leg. Grab the straps with the right hand. Keep the left palm on the left thigh. Rest the head and shoulders. Flex the feet. So you can draw your leg up the center line as far as you need to feel a stretch in the hamstrings. Just be sure you're not feeling anything behind the knee. The left hip is going to stay glued to the mat. And then we're going to bring the right leg out to the right. Go ahead and bring it back to center. Use the inner leg muscles, the adductors, bring it back to center. Switch hands. So left hand is going to grab the straps. Keep the right hip glued to the mat now and just cross over the center line. Don't let the right hip lift. Go ahead and bring it back to center. And then we're just going to release, let this leg float down. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Right leg is straight. Strap around the foot. Right hand to right thigh. Both feet are flexed. Relax the tongue, the jaw, the throat, the shoulders. Go ahead and exhale out to the left. Bring the leg out to the left. And then back to center. Switch hands, cross over the center line. Keep that left hip grounded into the mat. Back to center. Go ahead and release. Strap can go off to the side for now. Bend the knees. Take the right ankle to the left knee. Interlace the fingers behind the left thigh and draw the knee towards the body. And feel where the back of the body is contacting the mat, especially the lower back. Just to feel where you are supported right now. Next exhale, go ahead and release. Switch other side, left ankle to right knee. Interlace behind the right leg. Once you run out of stretch, you can start grabbing the outside of the knee, and that helps. I'm not there yet, so just in case. Next exhale, go ahead and release. We're gonna roll onto our right side to come up safely. And feel the sitting bones the whole time as we sit up. We're gonna have a seat here in our easy pose. Whatever leg you normally have underneath, put it on top. Just switch the way the legs normally are. It seems very small and not a big deal, but dealing with something we're not necessarily comfortable with and still trying to feel grounded at the same time does actually start to rewire the brain. So let's go ahead and put the right hand on the mat. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, lean to the right. Other side, bring the left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, lean to the left. And then come back to center. We're gonna bend the right knee. So let the legs go, bend the right knee. See if you can bring the left foot over the right knee. Tell me if you're there. Good?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Yeah, you're gonna try to press that left foot into the ground, but if it lifts a little bit, that's okay. Bring your left hand behind you, and then you're just gonna either grab the knee to lift the chest, or if you feel like you can bring your elbow, go ahead and do that. Holding the knee is just fine. Wherever you are, inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, twist. You can keep the chin right over the heart. Exhale, come back to center. Untangle the left leg down. Try to get that right foot over the left knee. Your right sitting bone, it can lift up a little bit. We're not trying to press any. We do want to feel that contact with the left sitting bone, but the right one can lift. Grab the knee with your left hand, right fingertips behind you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. So feel the contact that the right foot has with the floor to kind of fine tune your pose. Revolve a little bit more, right shoulder back. And then exhale, come back to center. Good. Bring the legs wide for a seated wide angle. And again here, you might want to get the skin away from the sitting bones, but feel the backs of the legs grounded into the floor. We're going to do right, middle, left. So begin by inhaling to lengthen through the crown of the head, and then revolve to the right. Exhale, you can fold over the right leg. You can use your strap here if you want to go a little bit further. I think you're probably flexible enough to not do that, but if you're looking for more of a stretch, maybe in the shoulders, keeping the chest lifted, you can use the strap. And then walk your hands towards the center, fingertips to the ground. Keep the feet flat and walk the fingertips forward. And then inhale, come up, lengthen, revolve to the left, exhale, come down. Keep the shoulders back. Inhale, come up. Grab under your knees to kind of lift the knees to bring the feet back together. And we're gonna come to hands and knees. Before we go, actually we're gonna do our cat pose first, and then make sure you have your block nearby. So go ahead, hands and knees, look at the foundation of your hands. Be sure you are in front of the shoulders. Inhale, slowly lift the tail. Now we're just coming from a forward fold, so you do this slowly. Lift the tail slowly, drop the spine, and lift the chin. Exhale, begin to round and arch. Drop the head fully. Inhale, drop. Exhale, arch. Go through this a few more times. If you want to take 2 or 3 breaths in each direction, go ahead and do that. If you want to move the shoulders or the hips, do that too. And then let's go ahead and do our last round, and we'll meet at a flat back, a neutral spine. Okay, so take the left hand to the center of the mat. Inhale the right arm up. Exhale, slide it under. Reach the right fingertips as far as you can, rest the head. And so you're pressing the left hand into the mat, so the elbow is pointing up. You have this 90-degree angle with your left hand, so you can really reach from the right shoulder socket and feel that stretch. So find your breath here. Next exhale, come back to center. Right hand comes to the middle of the mat. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, slide it under. Go all the way through. Shift your right hand so you can press. Take away that extra stimulation, close the eyes, turn inward. Next exhale, come back to center. We're gonna bring the big toes together, widen the knees, sit back in the child's pose. Extend the arms, forehead to mat, and we're just gonna roll, kind of rocking a little bit left to right, rolling the forehead on the mat, shutting the brain off. And then go ahead and lift the head. You're gonna walk the hands a little bit closer to you. Come back to hands and knees. I wanna do a little bit of a neck stretch here, and then we're gonna come into camel pose with a block, a modified camel pose. So just bring your right hip and your right ear all towards the right shoulder. So kind of just making like a C shape here. And then other side. Don't want to pull on the neck too hard, but find that 70%. Get the gentle stretch. Go a couple more times. And then you can drop the head. Kind of just roll the neck here. and then come back to center. So we're going to stand on our knees, grab your block, place the block behind you. Make sure you have some sort of blanket or something underneath the knees if you need it for extra cushion. But put the block on the inside of the right leg, not in the middle. Make sure it's the inside of the right leg. And we're going to come into camel this way. So, you know, if you want to do the full expression of the pose and go down to your heels, you can. But I'm going to show you with the block today. So begin to shift the hips forward, opening the front of the body. Bring your right hand to the block. Still press the spine to the front of the body. And then the left arm is going to come up and back. The action is still just pressing the back body to the front body. Spine is long, neck is long. One more breath here. And then as you exhale to come out of this safely, just shift the hips back like you're sitting down and come back to standing knees. Move the block to the inside of the left leg. You can start with your hands on your waist. Press the hips forward. Reach the left hand back. Bring the right arm up and back. Spine long all the way up to the cervical spine. Keep everything long, separated, and continue to press the back body to the front body. Next exhale, go ahead and sit back, come out of the pose. You can move your block off to the side. Come to hands and knees. We're just kind of neutralize the spine here for just a minute. Take a breath. And then curl the toes under. Come up into downward facing dog. So hips up and back. Keep the knees really bent so that way you can focus on elongating the spine. So tailbone, lengthen ears to inner arms. Press the hands, straighten the arms. And just really generously bend the knees. You can start to press the heels towards the mat. Walk the feet out. So alternate bending the knees. And then slow down your walking. We're going to take the right leg up into three-legged dog. Soften the left heel towards the mat. And then bring the right foot forward. So we're going to come into a lunge. Start with the knee on the ground. So low lunge first. Soften the hips forward. Shoulders back. And now we're going to shift the hips all the way back. Sit on the heel. Uncurl the toes. So right toes are facing up. If your strap is nearby, you can put the strap around the foot. But if it's not nearby, don't worry about it. We're just going to inhale, lengthen. Make sure your fingertips are on the ground to support you. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale, come back to your lunge. Now, we're going to come up, and then I'll give you the option to lift the back leg if you want to. So first, press the front foot into the mat. All four corners just rooted into the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Stay here. And then if you want to curl the toes under and lift that back leg, you can. If you lift the back leg, be sure that it is straight and strong. If the knee is up, go ahead and lower. Palms together, hands in front of the heart. We're going to take the left hand to the outside of the right knee and then open up the right arm. Just coming into a twist here. And then exhale, look down at your foot. We're going to bring both hands down. Curl the back toes under to lift the knee. Return to downward facing dog. Slide, drag that leg back however you have to. And then go ahead and walk the feet out. All right, here we go, other side. Left leg up to three-legged dog. Soften the right heel towards the mat. Bring the left leg through, come into that lunge. Start with the knee down. Shift the hips forward. Be sure that your hands are flat. I have a tendency to bend my hands in half here. So either, shift, just come to your fingertips or flat hands, but don't bend the knuckles in half. Shoulders back. And then next exhale, we're going to shift everything back. Sit on the heel. Left toes come up. Pay attention to the inner edges of the shoulder blades, especially for you. We're going to start strengthening that area. And that way your traps will just let go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, shift the hips back. Come to your lunge. Root the left foot into the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. If you want to lift the back leg here, you can. Curl the toes under, lift the knee. Nice strong leg here. Find your breath. If the knee is lifted, bring it back down. Palms together, hands in front of the heart. Bring your right hand to the outside of the left knee. Open up this left arm, shoulder back. Exhale, look down at your foot. Bring your hands down. We're going to return to downward facing dog. Just pedal your feet out a little bit. And then separate the feet all the way to the edges of the mat. We're going to walk the hands towards the feet. Hang forward here. We're not going to come up quickly. And I actually want you to put your hands underneath your feet. Pada Hastasana. So that just means hands on feet. Your toes are going to go all the way up to the wrist creases. And then you're going to shift your weight forward and let the arms be straight. So shoulders away from the ears, drop the head, bend the knees if you need to. And then next, inhale, look up, release the hands. Bring your hands to the shins, not to push, but just for support. And come to a nice flat back, lengthen through the crown of the head. And then hands to the thighs. Sitting bones are lifted. And then we're going to come all the way up here. So bend the knees if you need to protect the lower back. Otherwise, try to have a straight, flat back and legs. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Good. Go ahead and shake it out a little bit. I want you to grab your strap. We're going to do a couple things with the arms, okay? So to begin, feet are going to be hip width apart. Grab your strap. It doesn't really matter. Your palms could be facing the body, but depending on how tight your shoulders may be, you might want to go bigger. Just kind of start on the outside of the hips for now. We're going to do big circles, okay? So feet are in Tadasana, facing forward, and the hips are actually, and the legs are going to stay grounded where they are. Your waist is going to move, your upper body will move. We're going to start by twisting to the right. Inhale, arms all the way up. And then we're going to twist to the left and come down. Big circles. So your knees will bend, but try to keep the hips forward. 3 big, big circles this way. And then we'll reverse it. Twist to the left, open up completely, twist to the right. Keep all 4 corners of the feet grounded and rooted into the mat to support you. And once you're finished, you'll go ahead and, my strap got all floppy. Okay, bring the arms up. So now we're going to bring the inner right arm to the ear and bend at the elbow. Left thumb is going to point down, reach behind you. You're eventually going to grab for the fingertips, but the strap is there to help you. Pull down on the strap, keep the chest lifted. Find your breath. Relax the tongue, relax the jaw. And then next exhale, go ahead and release the left hand. Bring the right arm straight, and then just grab the strap with the left hand, switching sides. We want to keep the shoulder grounded and the bicep to ear as close as possible to get the stretch in the right spot. So you're dropping the left hand, right thumb down, reach behind you. Internal rotation of the right shoulder. Pull on that strap. Start with the feet, feel grounded. Lift the chest. Soften the jaw. You can close the eyes if you'd like. Find your breath. Next exhale, release. Just bring the arms down. And then we're going to go ahead and take a wide stance. We're going to start without the strap, but we are going to add the strap after our first forward fold. Bring the toes forward, bring the hands on the waist. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands to the ground. Drop the head. Pressing the feet, lifting the knees, lifting the sitting bones, and dropping the shoulders and the head towards the floor. Good, take another breath here. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, press all the way up. Good. Right toes out. Inhale, lengthen with the right arm. Exhale, bring it down. We're going to come into triangle pose. Right hand to the inside of the shin, or you can grab your big toe. Be sure you can stack the shoulders. That's the more important part. And if you want to grab a block, the block will go on the outside of the leg. Left fingertips up towards the ceiling. Soften the top ribs. Find your breath here. Go ahead and look down. Look down at your foot. Feel the feet planted into the mat. Slightly bend the knee. Inhale, pop up. Right toes in, left toes out. If you're using your block, bring your block with you. Inhale, extend the left arm. Reach forward. Exhale, bring it down. Rotate the shoulders open. Right fingertips up to the ceiling. Find your breath. Soften the top ribs. Press the feet into the mat. Feel your support. Next exhale, look down at the foot, slightly bend the left knee and pop back up. We're gonna go ahead and bring the feet together. Come to the front of the mat. Move your block out of the way and we'll do a sun salutation or two here. So starting in Tadasana, taking it nice and slow. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back, come to your knees. So plank on the knees. Exhale, elbows point straight back, lower to the ground. Bring your hands to the lower ribs, elbows pointing back. Inhale, come into little baby cobra here. Press the tops of the feet. Glutes are super strong here. Curl the toes under, back to hands and knees, or directly right into downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up, get to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. Modified plank. Chaturanga down. Inhale, cobra. Really press the pelvis into the mat here. Next exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, you can take child's pose here also. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Get to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Back to Tadasana. We're going to do a balance pose. We're going to fold forward with the strap and another wide leg, and then we're going to bring it back down to the ground. So if you have a wall or something nearby, you can use that, but you don't have to. Just go ahead and find your balance on your left leg, focus point. Keeping your eye on that one spot on the floor is really going to be helpful for all of these balancing poses. If you can grab the right ankle, do that. Now, even just right here, extend the arm. We're in dancer pose. Eventually, we want to grab the inside of the foot. But wherever you are, press the foot into the hands if you feel balanced enough and start to tip forward, coming into a bow shape. If you feel good, I'm going to stay right here today. Find your breath. When you're ready, go ahead and release. And we'll do the other side. So grab the left ankle with the left hand. Open up the front of the body. You can stay right here or begin to press the foot into the hand, tipping yourself forward. And then bring the feet together. Come back to Tadasana. Woo! We are liberated. Grab your strap. One more forward fold. Toes pointing forward. Feel all four corners of the feet planted into the ground. Grab the strap behind you. It's kind of like what we did with the big circles, but now our palms are facing away from the body. We're going to inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Knuckles come up. Hands come towards the floor. So depending on how tight your shoulders are, you obviously don't want your arms to fall all the way forward. You want to feel that stretch and stop them. Sometimes you need to adjust where you're holding onto the strap. Hands further away or hands closer together. Wherever you are, find your breath. And then press the feet, slightly bend the knees. Inhale, come all the way up. Throw the strap off to the side. We are done with that. Bring the feet back together, Tadasana. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Exhale, step back. Come to hands and knees. And then cross at the ankles and have a seat. So legs out in front of you. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, grab the big toes and pull yourself together. Elbows go left and right. Keep the chest lifted. I don't care how far down you go here. If you're feeling a stretch in the back of the legs and you're able to keep the shoulders back, that's what we're looking for. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release. Go ahead and lie down on your back, but grab your block. Just let the spine lie flat here for a moment. And we're going to do a version of supported bridge to open up the hips. We'll do that for a breath, and then I'm going to have you do regular bridge pose. So bring the block underneath the sacrum. That's lower than your lowest part of the spine, that flat triangle part. Okay, now you can be holding on to the block with your hands. Be sure the shoulder blades are flat on the floor, on the mat. And then we're going to extend the legs here. So legs come straight out. If this is too much for the lower back, then definitely bend the knees. Let the feet hang out to the sides. We're not trying to hold on to the legs muscularly. We just want the hips to open here. And this is a back bend. Next exhale, bend the knees one at a time. We're going to bring the legs up. So left leg up, right leg up, feet together. One more breath. Left leg down first, right leg down. Lift the pelvis, remove the block, lower. Take a breath here. It's gonna feel like a million miles away. Like you're gonna feel like you have this huge curve in your lower back. We're gonna press up into a regular bridge pose now. So bring the heels towards the sitting bones. Important thing here is to root your feet into the ground. Inner edges of the feet and the heels are very strong, pressing into the ground. Next, inhale, lift. Interlace the fingers under the back. As you exhale, walk the shoulders towards each other. Keep pressing the spine towards the front of the body. Press the heels, press the inner edges of the feet. You can have the eyes closed or watch the belly go up and down as you breathe. 3 breaths here. Keep the neck straight, looking up. And exhale, lower the pelvis. Release the shoulders. Don't hug your knees yet. Take a breath first. And now you can hug the knees one at a time and get that lower back pressed into the mat. So be sure your lower spine is touching the mat. Rock a little bit left to right. Bring the feet back down. We're going to cross the left leg over the right. We're going to come into a twist, drop the knees to the right. Goddess arms here, so left shoulder is heavy towards the mat. Exhale, bring your knees back up towards the ceiling, uncross the legs. Right leg over the left. Drop to the left. Right shoulder is heavy. Exhale, bring the knees back to center, uncross the legs, center the pelvis here, and you can hug the knees one more time or go into happy baby, grabbing the insides of the legs and pressing the knees towards the floor. If you can grab the bottoms of the feet, do that. And then rock. Slowly rock left to right. Come back to stillness. Bring the knees together, feet down. Extend the legs, and then extend the arms overhead and take a stretch. You can roll around the wrists and the ankles, take a yawn. Maybe lean a little bit left to right, whatever feels good here. And then we're moving into our Shavasana from here. So when you're ready, get what you need for your relaxation, covering the eyes, getting a blanket, support under the knees. Give you a minute to settle. So ankles separated, let the feet hang. Shoulder blades are flat, palms are facing up, chin is a little bit lower than the forehead. Take 3 deep breaths here. Separate the lips as you exhale. 2 more like that. Fill the lungs completely. Gather up that leftover stress or tension in the body. Let it leave through the exhale. Feel the body soften. As you feel the muscles soften, feel as though they're softening away from the bones. The muscles softening away from the entire skeleton. And then feel as though the skin is separating away from the muscles. Just creating this great spaciousness within the body. And that spaciousness that you're filling with the breath. And at the same time, feel rooted through the pelvis and the tailbone. Knowing that you're supported in this spaciousness.